He was the man every woman wanted and the man every man wanted to be.
So good loving somebody when somebody loves you back.
Teddy Pendergrass, the velvet voice, the king of bedroom ballads, the ultimate sex symbol of R&B. With his deep growls, seductive whispers, and unforgettable stage presence, he turned concerts into rituals and songs into love affairs.
Looking back over my years, I guess I shed some tears. I told myself.
But in 1982, a devastating car accident changed everything. That night not only left him paralyzed, but also unleashed a wave of rumors and accusations that haunted him for the rest of his life. Why was Teddy with a trans nightclub performer? Was it coincidence, or was it a glimpse into a secret life the public was never supposed to see? Today on Black Crown Chronicles, we revisit the rise, fall, and enduring mystery of Teddy Pendergrass. Was he truly the ultimate ladies' man, or was the truth more complicated? Teddy Pendergrass was born Theodore DeReese Pendergrass on March 26, 1950, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. His father, Jesse, was murdered when Teddy was only a boy, leaving his mother, Ida, to raise him alone. Teddy later admitted that losing his father so young planted in him both a deep sense of pain and a hunger to prove himself. Like many great soul singers, Teddy's voice found its first stage in the church. By 10 years old, he was already preaching as an ordained minister, standing at the pulpit with a booming voice that commanded attention. His gospel roots gave him discipline, but the streets of Philadelphia gave him grit. As a teenager, Teddy was restless. He dropped out of school in 11th grade, pursuing music full-time. He played drums in local bands before catching the eye of Harold Melvin. In the early 1970s, Teddy joined Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes as a drummer. But his voice was too powerful to stay behind the kit. Soon he became the group's lead singer, delivering classics like If You Don't Know Me By Now, Wake Up Everybody, and The Love I Lost. His voice wasn't just singing, it was commanding. Deep, raspy, urgent, and filled with raw passion.
Oh yes, I'll always want you near me.
He gave Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes a signature sound. Fans assumed Harold Melvin was the voice behind the hits. But in reality, it was Teddy. And this became the first major conflict of Teddy's career. Harold Melvin allegedly underpaid him, while Teddy was the one drawing the crowds and selling records. Eventually, the tension snapped. By 1976, Teddy walked away to go solo, and Harold Melvin never recovered. Teddy's solo career skyrocketed instantly. His debut album in 1977 went platinum. Then came Life Is a Song Worth Singing, Teddy, and TP. Hit after hit, album after album, songs like Close the Door, Turn Off the Lights, Come Go With Me, and Love TKO weren't just records. They were anthems of seduction.
But another fight, things ain't right, I'm losing again.
Teddy's voice had a way of making women feel like he was singing directly to them, only to them. At his concerts, women screamed, fainted, clawed their way to the stage. His presence was magnetic. He had the look, tall, muscular, bearded, always dressed in silk and leather. He had the sound, raw yet tender. He had the confidence, commanding and unapologetic. By the late 1970s, Teddy Pendergrass was the first black male R&B singer to become a true sex symbol. In 1979, Teddy and his team came up with a daring marketing idea: concerts for women only. The reaction? Pure pandemonium. Tickets sold out instantly. At these shows, no men were allowed, just Teddy, his band, and thousands of screaming women. Fans brought roses, threw lingerie on stage, and in some cases, fainted from excitement. At one show in New York, women had to be carried out by security because they couldn't handle the intensity. These ladies-only shows cemented Teddy's image. He wasn't just an R&B singer, he was the embodiment of fantasy. Women dreamed of him, and men envied him. Behind the scenes, there were rumors of wild after-parties. Private, invite-only gatherings where Teddy mingled with women in more intimate settings. He became known as a man who not only sang about desire, but lived it. In his own words, Teddy admitted, "I liked women, and women liked me. I made no secret about it." This was the paradox. Teddy's entire empire was built on his appeal to women, which is exactly what made what happened in 1982 so shocking. It was a chilly night in Philadelphia. Teddy was behind the wheel of his Rolls-Royce Silver Spirit, cruising down Lincoln Drive. Beside him sat a passenger, Tenika Watson. Just after midnight, tragedy struck. Teddy lost control of the car. It swerved, smashed into a guardrail, and slammed head-on into a tree. The Rolls-Royce was destroyed. Teddy's spine was crushed. He was paralyzed from the chest down. The accident was devastating. Teddy's career, his independence, and his future all seemed to vanish in one horrifying instant. But then came the twist. The passenger, Tenika Watson, was not just any woman. She was a trans nightclub performer in Philadelphia. When the news broke, the media erupted. For a man who had built his image on being the ultimate ladies' man, the idea that he had been with a trans woman shook fans to their core. Tabloids had a field day. Headlines screamed with innuendo. Radio hosts mocked him. The public asked, why was Teddy with Tenika that night? Were they romantically involved? Was Teddy secretly living a double life? The scandal was explosive because of the contrast. Teddy Pendergrass, the man who sold out women-only concerts, the man who bragged about his love for women, now exposed in a situation that didn't fit his image. Some fans felt betrayed. Others defended him. But in the early 1980s, being linked to anything outside of strict heterosexuality was career suicide. Teddy himself never gave the public the answers they wanted. He rarely spoke of that night, other than acknowledging the accident as a tragic turning point. Despite the scandal, Teddy always emphasized his love for women. In his autobiography, Truly Blessed, he wrote, I never had to pretend. Women have always been a big part of my life. They inspired my music, they inspired my shows, and they inspired me as a man. Those close to him echoed the same. He was rarely seen without female company. Even after the accident, he continued dating women, eventually marrying his second wife, Joan. But still, the rumors refused to die. The accident not only damaged Teddy physically, it broke him emotionally. He spiraled into depression, disappearing from the spotlight for nearly 3 years. On top of that, lawsuits mounted. His former manager and record label were accused of mismanaging funds. There were even suspicions that the brakes on his car had been tampered with, though nothing was ever proven. During this time, Teddy wrestled with despair. He admitted in interviews that he considered ending his life, but ultimately his love for music pulled him back. In 1985, Teddy made an incredible comeback. With the help of friends like Ashford and Simpson, he recorded the album Love Language. The single Hold Me, a duet with a young Whitney Houston, became a hit. That same year, he appeared at Live Aid in Philadelphia. It was his first performance since the accident, and when Teddy rolled onto the stage in his wheelchair, the crowd erupted in tears and applause. His voice was still there. His soul was still there. Teddy proved that while the accident had changed his body, it could not silence his gift. In the years that followed, Teddy continued recording and performing. He remarried, had children, and became an advocate for spinal cord injury awareness. But life was never easy. The accident had taken away his mobility, and the rumors about his sexuality never fully left him. Even as he pushed forward, the shadow of 1982 followed him everywhere. Teddy passed away in 2010 at the age of 59 after complications from colon cancer. Today, Teddy Pendergrass is remembered as one of the greatest soul singers of all time. His influence can be heard in artists from Luther Vandross to Usher, from Tyrese to John Legend. But his legacy is complicated. For some, he is the ultimate ladies' man. For others, he is a symbol of how fragile an image can be when controversy strikes. The question remains, was Teddy Pendergrass hiding a truth about himself, or was he simply the victim of circumstance on that tragic night? Maybe we'll never know. What we do know is that his music continues to inspire passion, desire, and love, no matter what rumors surrounded his personal life. So what do you believe? Was Teddy Pendergrass simply the victim of a cruel accident, or did that night pull back the curtain on a secret he never wanted the world to see?